What's up? What's up? It's your boy Travis Moody here, early on a May the 4th Revenge of the 6th special. Nah, just kidding. It's May the 11th. Be with you. But look, check it out. I got a Star Wars Black Series Phase 1 Clone Trooper review from Attack of the Clones. That's my main front and center right there. Check it out. He's number 5 in the Attack of the Clones line. And we'll do some comparisons to the 2021 Phase 1. We'll go through the aesthetics, articulation, accessories. Of course, we'll check out the box and do some comparisons. May the 11th be with you. Before we get into the review, I wanted to show you guys something real funky in the line. So this is the Attack of the Clones. We're still going with the murals. Of course, that's the Clone Wars on the right. Don't worry. I'm going to do a Phase 2 Clone Trooper comparisons. But as you can see right here, this is number 5 in the line. Number 4 is Moody, who's finally coming out. You can pre-order him on Entertainment Earth right now. Use 10% using the ATKM10 on anything in stock. But for now, check it out. I did get this Phase 1 Clone Trooper from Entertainment Earth as well, so go cop that. You can get 10% off if it's in stock, ATKM10. But Moody is number 4, so he'll go between Aayla Secura and our second Phase 1 Clone Trooper. So you can see, same thing. We've only got 4 figures in the line, and 2 of them are Phase 1 Clone Troopers. That's how important this Clone Trooper is, right? So we've got our Clone Trooper Lieutenant, the 2 Clone Troopers, Aayla. We've got Moody at 4. 5 Phase 1, and number 6 will be the Super Battle Droid, which of course was teased right here. We know that's coming out. Super thrilled for that. Cannot wait. We'll take more of a look at the box once I'm done the review. Right off the rip, the one thing that separates this Phase 1 from the one 3 years ago is this tremendous Temuera Morrison head sculpt. It's a little glossy, as you can see, but I do dig it, because it bounces off the matte finish that we have on the body. Of course, we'll compare that. This one does not have the gruffy look. He's clean shaven. I'm a gruffy dude, but I actually prefer this over what we got in the Phase 2 with this gruffier look. As you can see, the one on the left is just much more striking with the eyes. The likeness is much better. The one on the right looks like, I hate to say it, but his stand-in or his body double or something like that. But yeah, the one on the left, man, what a sculpt we got on that. Now, looking at the bodies, we've got essentially the same exact body, and it would make sense saying how this is the new gen Clone Trooper body with the matte finish. Now we're going to compare the sculpt of the Phase 1 Clone Trooper to the recently released Target exclusive Phase 1 Clone Trooper Lieutenant that came with the 332nd Ahsoka Clone Trooper. So as we can see here, there's more scars on the Clone Lieutenant, which is a really nice touch. Now, it has a glossy finish to it, but it just feels like a better face print. But, you know, your mileage may vary if you like the gloss or not. The one on the right definitely is free of gloss, a little lighter skin. And as you can see, different scars, one on the forehead there and one above the eye on the left. This one is almost free of scars. There seems to be more indentations above the eyebrows and everything like that. So real neat. We'll take a look at the back of the head. It's essentially the same. Of course, he wouldn't be a Clone Trooper without his helmet. And it slips right over the head. So this is the first time we're getting an actual Phase 1, clean, white Phase 1 Clone Trooper with the helmet finish. Of course, we just got the Phase 2 and that way. And so we'll compare the helmets, and then we'll get into the bods. So as you can see, the proportions on the left are just wider. We're getting those wider helmets like the improvements we're seeing now with Mandalorian and Boba Fett. Starting to get better proportions. You could see the teeth mark, mouth mark, goes all the way down to the chin, where you get the others are just kind of all over the place. This one is the very, very old school Black Series Phase 1. So you can see just the evolution of the Phase 1 helmet. And we'll look at the sides. Of course, we're going from new to old, left to right. It's got much better detail. The proportions are better. The one in the middle just really looks like it's slanting. The one on the right just lacks a lot of the visual detail. Taking a look at the back of the helmet, they all still have that red piece of paint, which is good. There's not a whole lot of difference, but as you can see on the left, just the proportions. much wider. Definitely looks more like a bucket than like a slip-on mask or something like that, like a Halloween costume. So taking a look at the bodies, at first glance, it doesn't look that much different. But yeah, look at the gloss on the right. You could see it bounce off my light, where the one on the left is matte finish. There's no bounce at all, except on the shoulder pads. The major thing besides the finish is the chest overlay is a separate piece. It helps with those proportions and articulation, which we'll get into a bit. Shoulder and knee pads are floating, so you can move them, adjust them however you want. On this one, it was molded on. You can't do anything. The shoulders here had a little more give than our OG, but this one is completely free. And they're floating, and obviously we got our butterfly joints. I'll get into those articulations in a minute, but just some comparisons there. This looks like a trooper. He's got the proper build, proper chest. This looks so slender. The one on the right, besides that gloss, just looks really thin. Just looks like a straight beanpole, where here you could see more of the bulk, more broader shoulders, definitely. And, you know, like I said, check out those knees under there. And you can see this whole knee pad comes down. Where here, taking a look at the belts, they seem more or less the same. Just the overall body's got the shine on the right. Major addition here, twin trigger hands. Yes, as you can see, the Phase 1 only had the trigger hand on the right hand and just like a holding microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Phase 1. He holds the helmet much better too. It's going to be everyone's favorite pose. It's really hard to do with those other hands. You know, you had to like cheat it. You had to cup it and this and that. Here, he could just basically hold the helmet and say, voila, look at me, mama. Okay, now while these are both separate pieces, this one feels like it has more give, and that's in a good way, more flexibility. It feels like they used a better, like a PVC to get that on, where this one, it might be the same material. It does look a little glossier too, so it's kind of throwing me off. It is, yeah, I am able to somewhat move it around. This just feels like it has a little more give. I'm pretty sure it's 100% reuse, but maybe it's just the way it was engineered in the factory. Of course, we have our elbow pads. Those are molded on because they would slide all the way down the arm. We have those comparisons, but it's pretty much the same reuse on the body. We got butterfly joints, amazing, as we had. And then this torso cut creates a nice crunch, a slight one to the back, more of a forward crunch there. With the thigh swivel, everything. Oh, look at articulation in the head. Head tilt side to side. It's got really good movement. Can look down. Not much up though. Not much up at all. Take the helmet off. Doesn't go up that much. We do have a bicep swivel. And we had one in the 2021 Phase 1, so that's not any different. But as you can see, you could tilt down nicely on the 2021. You couldn't tilt back at all. And then, of course, you had regular joints. And they're pins. And these are pinless. But yeah, the updated 2023 clone body, it's got all the goods. So, and then the hands have different hinges, of course. Side to side. And this one's up and down. We had double pin knees on the first Phase 1, and this one actually is only single knee, but it still has a lot of range despite it. You can't go all the way back. Are you really going to do that unless you're killing the guy? But it's still pretty good range for a single knee. And then you got the thigh swivel and everything. And you got your toe rocker up and down. So more or less the same on the articulation, minus the butterfly joints and some other, and the torso cut. All right, we already showed you the helmets, and now we're going to show you the Gizats. We get the DC-15A blaster rifle. Strange evolution here. We have the older gummy, but yet black Phase 1 gun. But then we went 2021. The gray is about the same as what we got now, but it was stiff. Got a nice quality there. There could have been some regulations with children or whatever moves a little if it broke or something like that, because now we've got our gummy weapons that we just talked with Hasbro about in a G.I. Joe interview. We're going to get rid of the gummy weapons. Might be the case 90% by the end of 2025 or something like that. But yeah, it's interesting that we had this stiffer gun from the last phase 1 compared to now. Then we've got our standard DC-15X sniper rifle, the matte gray, of course, and it's got a little bit of gummy. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty much the same plastic as the very, very OG phase 1. I don't know where my other rifle is. It would have been nice to compare that DC-15 with this one from the 2021. But either way, these weapons are boring. They lack paint apps or any weathering or anything like that. Just a complete snooze. Just standard issue. And the beginning phases of the Clone Wars, the introduction of white armored clone troopers to the Republic's Grand Army represented the future of galactic warfare. Does this permit? Just kidding. But yeah, anyway, this is the back of the box. Then you've got Geonosis in the background there. Yeah, pretty cool. So just to compare, since we already got a phase 1, you saw it in the background, but we'll get a nice comparison. Got different artwork at least. At least they didn't just replicate the artwork. Of course, they're both phase 1 clone troopers. Pretty silly, but we definitely needed that update, especially since they did the phase 2 anyway. And there's the back. So what am I gonna blue milk whiskey this guy, phase 1 clone trooper? The face sculpt is absolutely tremendous. As you can see, the articulation, it's seamless. It's so easy to move and pose, and you could pretty much do whatever you want. It's got the proper articulation. It's pinless, butterfly joints, just everything you'd ever want. The helmet, the proportions. It's perfect, right? But we had to get a second one when we don't even have 3 other original figures in the line. It's kind of silly. Is it essential after getting the phase 2 from last year? Yes, absolutely. I dig it. It's fun. He's totally cool, but without weathering the weapons or anything like that to make it a little extra special. I can't go perfect 5, but I will go 4.5 blue milk whiskeys for my dude phase 1 clone trooper. Just the Tim Morrison face sculpt. Absolute butter. It's the best in the line we've had so far, and we've had a million of them because he's a clone. Imagine that. Alright guys, thanks for watching this May the 11th special Phase 1 Clone Trooper from the Black Series review. Big shout out to Entertainment Earth for sending this Phase 1 Clone Trooper out at a very prompt time, and you could use ATKM10 on anything in stock. They might have this bad boy in stock, so go take a look right now, entertainmentearth.com. For more reviews, live streams, and news coverage, check us out at A Toy Kind of Mood on Instagram, at A Toy Kind of Mood on X, and of course at A Toy Kind of Mood on YouTube. Please like and subscribe if you dug this video. I will do more Black Series reviews if this one does good. So help out the algorithm. Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you still collecting the murals? Are you still all in on the Black Series line? Do you need the update for the Phase 1? Did you grab the update for the Phase 2? Are you interested in this Phase 1? Are you all in on clones? I want to know. I want to talk with you guys about it. It's a lot of fun for me. All right, guys, I'm out of here. It's Trav Moody. I'll check you guys out in the toy aisle. May the Force be with you.